Nobody warned me a side hustle after work would feel like this. 8 months in, published 12 videos. Nobody is watching. Considered deleting everything last Sunday. Nobody warned me about this part. Not the hard work, I expected that. The guilt of working on the channel instead of being present with family. The Sunday nights laying awake questioning whether any of this is worth it. The weeks where you give everything you have to a video and 12 people watch it. If you are building something after your shift and you are somewhere in this right now, this video is the one I needed 8 months ago. The people who survive this phase are not more talented. They're not luckier. They made 3 specific shifts in how they think about the process. Here they are, the real problem. Here's what nobody tells you about building a side hustle while working a shift. Every piece of advice you will find was written for someone with more time, more energy, or more runway than you. It assumes you can dedicate 4 hours a night to your goals. It assumes you're not already depleted before you sit down. It assumes failure is just about the strategy. Research shows 70% of people attempting to build income outside the primary job abandon the attempt within 6 months. But you already knew that strategy. You have read the books, watched the videos, made the plan. The problem is not the strategy. The problem is nobody prepared you for how it actually feels. And feelings unprepared is what makes people quit. These 3 shifts change that. Shift 1. From outcome clock to process clock. The first thing that will destroy you is the timeline you have in your head. You told yourself 6 months, maybe a year. You have a number of subscribers in mind, a revenue target, a moment when it will feel real. And every week that number does not move. The gap between where you are and where you expect it to be gets heavier. That weight is what makes people quit, not the work, the gap. Research shows the primary predictor of creative project abandonment is the distance between expected and actual progress at the 3 to 6 month mark. The shift is this. Stop measuring your progress in outcomes you cannot fully control. Start measuring it in inputs. You cannot control how many people click your videos. You can control whether you filmed it. You cannot control whether the algorithm finds your audience. You can control whether you showed up this week. Measure the clock you can actually control. Everything else is noise. So tonight, write down one input metric that is entirely under your control. Not views, not subscribers, hours filmed this week, scripts written this month, videos published this quarter. That number is your real scoreboard, tracking it tonight. But even when you track the right things, there is still one feeling that will hit you that nobody warned you about. Nobody warned me about the guilt of sitting at the desk while your family is in the next room. The guilt of choosing the channel over the dinner. The guilt of being distracted during family time because your brain is still editing. I used to run on guilt. The guilt of not doing enough would drive me to the desk. And then the guilt of being at the desk would drive me back to the family. I was never fully present in either place. Research shows unresolved task anxiety reduces present moment focus by up to 40% even during rest periods. The Zeigarnik effect. Guilt is the most expensive fuel you can run on. It burns fast, it leaves residue, and it never fills the tank fully. The shift is this. Replace guilt with structure. You do not need permission to work on your goals. You need a scheduled window, agreed in advance, that belongs to the work. Outside that window, you are fully present. No guilt. Inside that window, you execute. No apology. Guilt is what happens when your time has no structure. Structure is what makes the guilt. This week, have one conversation. Tell the people who matter. I need 2 hours on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. These are my windows. Everything else is yours. You are not stealing from your family. You are protecting a window so the guilt stops leaking into the time that belongs to them. Schedule it, communicate it, and protect it. And then there is the hardest feeling of all. The one that hits at month 4, month 6, and month 8 when you start wondering if any of it is actually working. Shift 3, from validation loop to evidence stack. At month 8, I was checking the analytics every morning. First thing, before coffee, before anything. Not because the number changed overnight. because I needed the number to tell me the work was worth it. That is a validation loop, and it is the fastest way to make yourself miserable. Research shows tying creative output quality to external metrics increases anxiety and reduces output consistency by 34%. Here is what nobody tells you about the early phase of building something. The metrics will lie to you. They will tell you nothing is working when everything is working. They will tell you to quit 3 months before the breakthrough. The shift is this. Stop letting the algorithm tell you whether you are improving. Start building your own evidence stack. An evidence stack is a private record of proof that you are getting better. Video 1 versus video 4. Did your hook get tighter? Week 1 of losing weight versus week 5. Did you get fitter? Did you get stronger? Did you run further? Month 1 versus month 3. Is your script structure cleaner? 1 week versus 8 weeks. Are you faster, more confident, more consistent? The algorithm measures your reach. Your evidence stack measures your growth. Only one of those is within your control right now. Stack the evidence and trust the compound. Open a new document tonight. Title it Evidence Stack. Write 3 things you do better now than when you started. 3 specific things. Not feelings, evidence, script structure, thumbnail quality, hook clarity, filming confidence. Those were the things for me. For you, it can be I'm feeling better, running faster, I've done better in my exam. Add this to the document every month. When the metrics are lying to you, open the stack. That is your real data. Second year of university, academic suspension. Told I was not cut out for it. Same brain, same self-doubt, same Sunday nights, questioning everything. I did not get smarter after that suspension. I did not find some hidden reserve of confidence. I made 3 shifts. I stopped measuring my progress against the timeline I had invented. I replaced guilt with a structured window and protected it. I stopped waiting for a grade to tell me I was improving and started stacking my own evidence. I finished with an honors degree in mechanical engineering. Not because I was exceptional, but because I stopped running on feelings and started running on systems. I work 7 to 3 retail. I'm building this channel in the same gap you are trying to build in. I know what month 8 feels like. I know what the Sunday night doubt feels like. You're not failing. You're in the phase nobody warned you about. And now you have been warned. Shift 1. Stop measuring what you cannot control. Start measuring what you can inputs, not outcomes. Shift 2. From guilt fuel to system fuel. Shift 2. Replace guilt with a scheduled window. 2 hours agreed in advance. Protected, no apology inside it. Shift 3. Stop letting the algorithm grade your progress. Build your own evidence stack and stack it monthly. The people who make it through this phase are not more talented. They just made these 3 shifts before they quit. The starter kit in the description below has all of these ideas and documents that I've invested over the time. So make sure to check it out. It's free. I hope it helps you. So tonight's task is open a blank document. Write 3 things you do better now than when you started. That is your evidence stack. That is your real data. Nobody warned you it would feel like this, but now you know. The feeling is not a signal to quit. It is a signal that you are in the right phase. See you in the next one. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It helps me. Comment down below. See you next video.